Jackie shocked everyone by filing for divorce after years of marriage and surviving many rumors and public drama. Not just any divorce. She was requesting an astounding $300 million from Doug here. Though things start to get interesting, Doug was not about let the world accept those falsehoods. Doug made a movement. No one noticed just as everyone believed he was guilty. Doug wasted no time assembling a legal team. He brought in some of the top divorce attorneys and private investigators to probe Jackie's allegations. Jackie's story seemed straightforward at first, a wronged wife seeking justice after years of mistreatment. But Doug knew there was more to it than just safeguarding his money. This was about his reputation, having spent years establishing his reputation in the business. He was not about to let unfounded charges destroy all he had worked for behind closed doors. Doug's legal team began looking at some very significant red flags. Jackie's financial records didn't match her spending patterns, bank transfers, and offshore accounts. Drew a lot of questions. Investigators discovered that Jackie had been withdrawing cash without any justification and moving significant sums of money about even more suspiciously. Some of her business endeavors were actually generating unreported income. Though Jackie had been telling everyone that Doug's supposed dishonesty and disrespect had left her emotionally and financially destroyed, the data told a different tale. Doug's staff started to put everything together, and shortly Jackie's painstakingly created story started to fall apart. The figures didn't lie, and Doug was ready to act going forward. Jackie thought she had Doug back into a corner. Then he grabbed the receipts. Jackie arrived looking very confident. She had the media on her side and a narrative that portrayed Doug as the ultimate bad guy. The day of the court hearing rolled around. Doug, though, was ready. His lawyers arrived with stacks of paperwork, and the truth was just about to blow hard, starting with bank statements, tax records, and business documents revealing Jackie's financial misbehavior over years. Doug's legal team kicked things off. Jackie's confident attitude changed to one of discomfort. As Doug's lawyer presented the first set of documents to the judge, she straightened up, obviously realizing Doug wasn't merely blustering. The courtroom went quiet as Doug's attorney described how Jackie had been lavishly claiming she was financially struggling while funneling money into secret accounts, big wire transfers to offshore banks, covert investments under false company names, and even real estate purchases passed for business use were documented. Jackie had been leaving broken and had been moving money about for years, accusing Doug of mistreating her. When Doug's attorney said Jackie had lied about her personal income, gasps erupted in the room. She claimed she was struggling, but the data showed she had quietly made millions through side deals and investments. As the specifics surfaced, the judge's demeanor grew serious. A messy divorce was fast turning into a possible case of financial fraud. Though Jackie's attorney scrambled to answer, damage was done. Doug's crew had dug too much. The judge leaned in to carefully go over the docs. Jackie's confident facade vanished. She now appeared terrified as Doug's attorney described how Jackie's financial actions had broken state and federal financial disclosure rules. Though things were about to get even more messy, Doug's courtroom triumph was about the truth. Not only about the money. Doug possessed evidence that Jackie's betrayal transcended mere financial records, going much beyond what anyone else had known. Jackie had been planning the divorce for more than a year, according to Doug's investigators, who found a trail of covert emails, phone records, and financial transactions, indicating Jackie had been setting Doug up long before she sought divorce. She had been building a case to present herself as the innocent victim, moving money into secret accounts, spreading false rumors about Doug, and all the while organizing her next financial action. But the most startling moment occurred when Melissa, Jackie's own assistant, stepped forward. For years, Melissa had worked for Jackie, and initially she stayed faithful, even as the media began to expose Doug's breakdown. But Melissa changed her mind after witnessing how events turned out in court. Melissa said Jackie had told her to collect dirt on Doug long before the divorce was even announced. Jackie had instructed her to search among Doug's emails, text messages, and business records for anything that might be used as proof of cheating or misbehavior. Jackie took matters into her own hands when Melissa couldn't find anything firm. According to Melissa, Jackie had been fabricating false narratives for months for the media. She had planted the rumors about Doug's adultery. Jackie created the tales about Jackie disrespecting her in public. Melissa even admitted that Jackie had paid off a few low-level tabloids to run negative headlines about Doug, just to shape the public narrative. Jackie knew exactly what she was doing. She wanted Doug to look guilty, so that public sympathy would be on her side, and for a while it worked. The media painted Jackie as the devastated wife trying to recover after Doug's claimed betrayal. But now the truth was out, and Jackie's well-crafted narrative was fast disintegrating. Just as you thought it couldn't get any worse, Doug had one last surprise. Doug's attorney withdrew one last piece of evidence after showing the proof of Jackie's media manipulation and financial dishonesty, a folder that would change everything. The courtroom went quiet as the attorney handed the judge the folder. Doug sat back cool-headed as his attorney started to go over what was inside this. Dealt with sabotage. Not only with secret bank accounts within the folder were correspondence between Jackie and some of Doug's toughest commercial competitors. Jackie had been feeding sensitive business information to his rivals behind Doug's back. According to emails and phone logs shared with Doug's rivals were contracts, client lists, even product strategies, all while Jackie was posing as the devoted wife. As the judge went over the papers, his face grew somber. Jackie's attorney sat motionless. There was no defense for this. The betrayal was professional and financial, as well as personal. Jackie had crossed legal boundaries, and today the consequences might include criminal charges. Doug got up, changed his jacket, then turned to Jackie. Jackie's face was pallid. Her confidence vanished totally. Doug had revealed her not only as a grudging ex-wife, but also as a deliberate manipulator who had been playing the long game all along. Doug's last blow had shocked the courtroom totally, unquestionably. Jackie's financial manipulation and corporate sabotage had evidence. The judge sat in silence for a moment, closely going over the paperwork before speaking. His comments were straightforward and firm. Given the nature of this evidence, the case will have to be re-examined. Additional inquiry on possible financial fraud and conspiracy will be required. That one sentence changed everything. This was no more just a messy celebrity divorce. Now it was a possible criminal case. Jackie was seeing her attempt to get a huge $300 million payout fall apart. Her spousal support claim was in danger, but she might also be looking at legal charges for corporate espionage and financial fraud. Jackie's expression froze in incredulity. Her attorney sat motionless, knowing there was no way to turn this around for her. Doe had lately turned the whole story around. Doug followed his legal team, his head raised. Hi. The courtroom door swung open as they walked out. With quiet confidence, Doug had not only preserved his wealth, but also his name. He looked like a man who had recovered control of his life for the first time in months. But Jackie was breaking hard. The fallout started almost immediately. While Doug's reputation was growing, headlines on the courtroom bombshell flooded social media. Major news sources covered Jackie's alleged financial fraud and manipulation, and the public sympathy Jackie once savored vanished overnight. Backlash flooded her Instagram comments. Once supporters of her were now calling her a liar and a gold digger, and previously supporting Jackie influencers and celebrities remained silent. Even big companies that had teamed with Jackie started to distance themselves. A few of her sponsorships were quietly canceled. Following the courtroom disclosures, Jackie's PR team worked to minimize damage, but the evidence was too strong. Online images of the emails and financial records were spreading, and even Melissa's admission that Jackie had been fabricating false narratives about Doug had found their way into the media. Now public knowledge was the betrayal. There was no going back from it. Doug let the facts tell themselves. He managed the aftermath with quiet confidence. He did not go on a media tour or offer protracted interviews. Doe already won. He was not interested in retribution. Paparazzi caught him leaving the courtroom and only gave a quick nod to the cameras before getting into his car. The tale does not stop there, though. Jackie's legal problems are far from resolved. Criminal charges could follow from the proof of business sabotage and secret accounts. Jackie might be looking at fines or even jail time should prosecutors choose to pursue the matter. And should that prove to be the case, any expectation of a financial compensation from Doug would vanish totally. Jackie's reputation in Hollywood is already in free fall. Brands don't want to be connected to a scandal of this scope. Her future as a public personality is now threadbare. Even some of her closest friends have gone silent, avoiding public interaction with her regarding Doug. His comeback narrative is still under development. Once the scandal's weight is released, he is already acting to reconstruct his commercial empire. Some of the same businesses who turned away from him during the divorce. Rumors are now extending outreach once more Doug's public, and commercial reputation is stronger than ever, and the sympathy now squarely rests on his side. Jackie believed she had Doug cornered, but Doug went long game. He kept his head down, compiled the data, and let the truth speak for itself. The world now knows what actually happened behind closed doors, but let me know in the comments.